4 years after Delia Johnson was gunned down on a Brooklyn sidewalk, her killer has been sentenced. Today, emotions ran high in court as Johnson's family finally got a chance to speak. And News 12's Shakti Dennis has covered this trial since its beginning, and she was there today.
Applause broke out in the courtroom as a judge sentenced Claudia Benton to 23 years to life behind bars.
I feel she deserved more, but today is about changing. Today is about forgiving.
The sentencing marks the end of a 4-year nightmare for the family of Delia Johnson, shot execution style on a Crown Heights sidewalk in 2021.
I am so glad that this is over.
In an emotional victim statement, Johnson's mother asking why and pouring her heart out to Benton, a woman she considered like a daughter who even lived with the family at times.
It felt good because it was a release.
46-year-old Benton listened with tears streaming down her cheeks as Johnson's family described feeling betrayed.
I'll never see my sister again.
Johnson's 21-year-old daughter, currently deployed with the Air Force, appeared by video in uniform, struggling to put her pain into words, saying at least her mother didn't suffer. Benton didn't address the family for legal reasons, according to her attorney, but he says her silence shouldn't be mistaken for indifference.
But it's very difficult for someone to absorb that type of speech from people that you know and love.
The judge even grew emotional as she spoke about the deep, lasting pain Johnson's family has endured.
And it ain't easy, but I know one day it will get better.
Claudia Benton's defense attorney says he's working on an appeal, but for now, Delia Johnson's family says they can finally begin to heal now that justice has been served. In downtown.
First and foremost, rest in peace to Delia Johnson. This is a very cold-hearted, heinous thing that happened to her by someone that she grew up with, a childhood friend, someone that she was once very close with, someone that her family knew very well. Inexplicable. I don't care what the reason is. That being said, I wanted to talk about this case because I made a video last week about a teacher that was sentenced to 30 years to life. She took a plea deal, in fact. 30 years to life for SA, and we know what that means, of an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old. Okay? She was a teacher. She took a plea deal because she was guilty of SA of an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old. Okay, and in the comments of that video, quite a few people, because my opinion was that 30 years was harsh for that because of the precedence of what we've seen time and time again of people getting less than 30 years for unaliving people, okay? We've also seen predators, you know, sexual offenders and those types of individuals go in and out of prison, in and out of the system, get probation, get a slap on the wrist. They catch multiple offenses of sexual assault and they don't get that much time, okay? So my opinion was 30 years was harsh. Now, I never said that the teacher should not do any time. I specifically stated and emphasized that that teacher who essayed the 11-year-old and the 12-year-old, I said that she was a sexual predator and that she should go to prison. She should live the rest of her life as a sexual predator. She should get a minimum of 10 to 15 years, somewhere around that. And she should have to live with the consequences of being a sexual predator, labeled as that for the rest of her life. People in the comments though, I guess because I didn't say that the lady should be taken to the guillotine immediately because she essayed an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old, people call me a pedophile. So I hope that individuals that watched that video and commented as such, I hope that you now watch this video, because this is an example of what I was talking about. This woman literally pulled up in front of everyone on camera and dome checked her friend, got back in the vehicle and drove off like nothing. And she got 23 years. Now you tell me, from your opinion, what's worse? Dome checking someone, unaliving them in front of everyone, or essaying to kids? Now, granted, I'm not saying, hello, are you listening? I'm not saying that essay of 2 kids is not a bad crime. Of course it is, you jackass. All right? What I'm saying is that unaliving someone is worse. And you see what happened to this lady who unalived her friend in front of everyone. She got less time. The 2 kids that were essayed are still alive. They are still alive. Hello? Can you hear me in the back? The 2 kids are still alive. I just wanted to make that clear. Now, please leave me a comment, because I'm not going to go on that much about this, but I just wanted to say that. Leave me a comment and tell me if you think that unaliving someone is, or rather, if SA, sexual assault, I'll say it, is worse than unaliving someone. Maybe that's what you think. I don't know. I mean, if you think that, okay, maybe you have some kind of trauma in your past and you just think that that's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. I personally think that unaliving someone is the worst thing that you could do, especially in front of everyone, and then just driving away like it was nothing. And and let's say again that was her childhood friend. She knew the family and all of them for however long. All right, but go ahead and let me know what you guys think. I wanted to comment on this video specifically for that reason. Okay, unaliving got less time than SA. Okay, the 2 kids that were assaulted, they're still alive. This lady, Delia Johnson, is no longer with us. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon.